Joining me now in studio, Department of Child Safety Director Kathryn Ptak. We appreciate you being here today. You're here today to discuss with us ways parents can have conversations with their students ahead of this upcoming school year, ways to make it easier for them. Before we get into that, you just heard the allegations in a lawsuit against your agency. You can't comment on pending litigation. We totally respect that. The question I wanted to ask you is, when you stepped into a leadership role at DCS, on day one, what reforms did you see as being viable to make with the agency?
So my number one goal when I came in as director, I was the 5th director in 2 years, which obviously causes a lot of instability within the organization. So stabilizing the workforce, creating a workforce and a workplace that values psychological safety, where staff feel safe to make the decision that's right for them with the information they have in front of them. We're a learning organization, we're a continuous improvement organization, so it's always evolving the work that we do. So a lot related to turnover we've done right away. We recently gave some rate increases to our foster caregivers, particularly those who are caring for our older youth. We know children 7 to 11 and particularly 12 to 17. They're harder to find family-like settings for, but they deserve a family just like everybody else. So we increased the foster care rate for them to try and get some of these children out of the congregate care settings.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work with tribes and with law enforcement related to information sharing. Some of the things that we found related to some of our high-profile cases were that we have information that maybe the tribe doesn't, or the tribe have information that we don't, and how can we make sure that we're sharing all of that so that the children that are in our care are staying safe.
One question I've gotten when looking at a couple of these cases is, what does immediate danger look like when a caseworker enters a home where there is an allegation of abuse? What is a DCS caseworker taught immediate danger looks like?
So we use guided decision making when we make safety decisions, and they're looking for 2 things. And one is what you're asking, which is present danger. So is there present danger happening right now? Can I not leave this home without this child being unsafe? And so in order for that to exist, certain things have to happen. So it has to be observable, it has to be out of control, and it has to be immediate. It's happening right now. Yeah. So that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to remove the child, but it means I have to do something to keep the child safe. Yeah. Most of our cases, that doesn't happen. So then what we're looking for next is impending danger, which is then we're looking at parenting style, child capacities, right? What's safe for a 17-year-old is not safe for a 2-year-old. Are the parents, have they been protective in the past? Do we think they can be protective in the future? There's a lot involved to that. Once we take custody, the courts are involved, kids have an attorney, parents have an attorney. There's a lot going into that.
We appreciate you answering those questions for us. I appreciate it. Let's talk new school year.
Yep.
When new school years happen, it could bring a lot of challenges for anyone. Maybe new friends, new school, any of these things could be present. When you, or maybe you have these conversations with your own children, how do you approach a conversation about a new school year and the nervousness that can bring for young people?
Yeah, I think the most important thing, what kids are looking for, is a consistent, attuned caregiver who is emotionally available to the child. And so do they feel safe having a conversation with you related to what they're concerned about? Are they worried you're going to yell at them if they're vulnerable with you? Yeah. And that really requires a lot of regulation on a parent's part. And being a parent is very difficult. And so what I always tell parents is, regulate yourself, make sure you're in a good space for the conversation. If you have to step away for a minute, that's okay. But just having honest and vulnerable conversations with children.
Yeah, for young children who are in the foster care system or even in the teenage range, that can bring nervousness as well. Is there anything DCS does program-wise for them at the start of the school year that can help out?
So we have a lot of resources related to the children who are in foster care, and it depends really on where they're living. So if, most of our children live with kinship, which is aunt, uncle, grandma, and we have supports for those caregivers in our kinship support contract where they can help facilitate some of that. Okay. Our children who are in group homes, we have programming for them as well, where somebody will come into the group home and maybe present on something like financial literacy, those kind of things.
Yeah. We appreciate it.
Thank
you for being here.
Right,
those are great tips, and DCS is always here to support any of our Arizona families. So
yes, thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah.